Today we're going to be discussing a credit score. So, how are we able to go above 620 finally, and where we will be by the end of this year and going on to next year? Let's discuss. So, we've mentioned this before, but there is a Vantage score and a FICO score. The FICO score is what lenders use for mortgages, for cars, for apartment checks, for pretty much anything that revolves around loans, credit cards. That is what they're going to be checking. Vantage score is run by Vantage. FICO, those are two companies separate from each other. They have two different separate credit scoring models. Now, within that, there are three credit bureaus. There's TransUnion, Equifax, and a third one which isn't used as much. At the dealership, sometimes we use Equifax, sometimes we use TransUnion, but there is also another one with E. Experian, that's right. So Equifax is based in Atlanta, has approximately 11,000 employees, and operates in 24 countries. It claims to be the market leader. Now, Experian, oh, by the way, it's dominant in the Midwest, which is where I am at. Experian, domestic headquarters in California, has approximately 17,000 people in 37 countries. And then TransUnion, it markets itself as a global information and insights company. It's Chicago-based. Hey, that's where we are, 8,000 people. And every single one scores differently. But there is one thing we do know, and that is that Credit Karma gives you a rough idea. So the number one thing to do is what I've learned kind of working at a dealership is usually if someone comes in and they say I have a 700, just assume they have a 650. If this says 621, 616, let's take the lower of the two scores and minus 50. Now, in maybe some cases it's minus 40, maybe it's minus 30, but the safe bet is usually minus 50 for what your actual FICO score is. And that is not an actual formula. That's just, it's a guessing game because you never really know. There's so many different variables. But one thing that does help out is if you have Discover, you actually have your FICO score. And this is a FICO score 8. There's a score 9. There's 100 different of these scores. And car dealerships will use a different score than a mortgage lender will, than a credit rating for an apartment will, than a credit check for a credit card company. That's right. Now, with this, it is, as of last month, it's always updated, despite the fact that it is April 11th. This is always behind a couple days. So I assume it's going to go up because over the past month, my Vantage scores have gone up. So we'll see. But it says I'm at a 588 as of last month, where as of last month, I believe this went up 6 points, something like that. So let's take a look at the exact history here. It's exciting nonetheless, because as you can see, I was 607 March 15th. There we go. And now it's 621. So quite a bit of a jump, right? Now, if we go to TransUnion, 616, 615, it said 607 around that time. Then we also use, this is also most likely a Vantage score right here, powered by Experian. Now, this is interesting because if we go back to Credit Karma, we have TransUnion and Equifax, but through Chase Credit Journey, we have Experian, and this says I'm at a 613, and it's up 9 points. So if we take a look at score history, this is pretty exciting because we're actually able to see the furthest amount of data, and we can go all the way back to December 6, 2020, when it said I had a 511. And then you notice that it suddenly goes up by 41 points in March 12, 2021. So that's officially in February where I started rebuilding my credit. I got an Open Sky secured credit card, and I also got myself personal loan. I think I got this a month or two after the Open Sky. Here it's using Vantage Score 3.0 that was updated last month, and it says I'm at a 604. We are 54% complete. Pretty soon it's going to be a little bit more than that because my upcoming $25 payment is pretty soon. I'll make sure I pay for that. And we're, almost halfway through. In less than a year, we're going to get most of my money back because this is just for helping my credit rise. They take a small fee, but you get most of your money back. It's basically like a little savings account. So, hey, it's going to be like $500 that's coming back. It's going to be a fair amount. Pretty nice to have. Definitely recommend it if you're in a similar situation to me. As you can see, it was a steady rise from 552. We're at 586 in April 22nd of 2021. I think that's when I got self-lender, and these are huge jumps because suddenly, nothing was happening for a long time, and then we have small little boop, 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 but we also have -3 for credit inquiries. I unfortunately had too many credit inquiries over the past year and a half, 2 years. So the number one thing is I probably could have been a couple points higher, most definitely a couple points higher. But anyways, we take a look, 585 in the summertime. August, we're already in the 590s. Now we did go back down a little bit to 585 because of some credit inquiries, -3, -5. This was when I was trying actually for a car loan, and I did get my car loan. So sometimes it is worth it, Although if I had a better credit score, I wouldn't have been shopping around as much. But, -6 over here. And I didn't get a car loan. This is when I was initially trying for a car loan. Failed. -6. That's pretty bad. And -2. I think that was for a personal loan or something like that. Or, I don't know, something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, if we just scroll up, we see from 2022, from January 607 to a pretty good increase. So from March 12th, 2021 at 552 all the way to March 10th at 604 and then jumping to 613, that's not bad at all. Now, if we go to Discover, they started from August. That's when I got my card, from 539. And the highest I was at 586, had some credit inquiries, 588, then went down, 586, and now we're back at 588. It's going to increase soon. So if we go back to Credit Karma, we see the payment history, recent history, by the way. This isn't counting, what happened in the past, including the collection, which is here. We have to fix this pretty soon, but this is growing. This is also growing. They want you to have a good amount of accounts. They want to make sure that you have low credit utilization and low amount of hard inquiries. But overall, I think by the end of this year, we should be approaching a 700 Vantage score and a 650 FICO score, which I think is most definitely possible. Thanks for watching.